Yeah, hi. Yeah, no, there's a lot of noise. I said there's a lot of noise. Yeah, okay. Okay, it's just that we're going to be streaming down here. Look, yeah, I mean, we're going live right now, and the camera's on. Camera's just about to be turned on, and we're going to be live. See, I'm live. I'm talking to people over here. So, yeah. So what? Okay. So this is apparently. Hello. Hello. Oh. Uh, it's a cheap phone. But apparently, the neighbours have decided that they're going to be doing some renovating. They're building a panic room. So every now and then we might hear some of their noise getting through. Like that one. Sounds like they're missing a screw. Anyway, so if there's some noise, don't panic. Hey, welcome. Good to see you. If this is the first time you've joined us on one of our Rough Science live workshops, then welcome. My name's Sean, and we're going to be doing a little bit of science here today. Usually when I start these things, I like to ask, what is science? What is science? When I say to you, what is science? What pops into your head? You know, maybe it's lab coats, maybe it's funny hair, maybe it's potions in glass jars. Well, for me, I like to think of science is a way to answer questions. Science is a way to answer questions. And the question I want to look at today is about a particular toy. See, I love toys. Toys are fun. Toys are, some toys you need electronics for, some toys you need batteries, but I like the toys where you don't have any batteries at all. Something that might be fun to play with, but it's an idea that's been around for hundreds of years. Like this toy here, this one. You may have seen one of these before. It's a bird. It's a balancing bird. The interesting thing about it is it's pretty cheap. You can usually find them. You can usually find them in $2 shops around the place. Wow, they're burrowing into the wall there, that panic room builders. Anyway, you can usually find them around $2 shops, and these balancing birds, they have this bird shape to them, but they've got these weird wings that come around the front. And if you stick them on top of something, like in that picture, they're being put on top of a pyramid. But you can also stick them on your finger, and they seem to be magically flying. And at this point, I usually ask people, so, how do you think these work? What do you think is going on with them? And sometimes the answer that I usually get initially is people go, it must be magnets. It's not magnets. Trust me, it's not magnets. Magnets. How do they work? There's something else going on with these. And what I want to do to explore what's going on with them, so there's a number of things that we're going to do now that you could do at home. A lot of the activities that I'm trying to do here, there should be stuff that you can find around the house. And right now, if you have around the house, see if you can find some rulers or something that's a bit like a ruler. Maybe a stick or something long and flat, a little bit like that. I want to show you a little trick. Now, to do this trick, what you need to do is you need to do something which is essentially what's called a slow motion clap, which is like this. You bring your hands out in front of you, just like that, and bring them slowly together like this. Slow motion clap. I don't mean a slow clap when somebody does something silly and you go, like some of you are probably doing to me right now. But I mean like this. You put your hands out here together and bring them slowly together like this. Slow motion clap. What we're going to do is we're going to now take our ruler and put it on top. Because my question for you is, with this ruler, where do I have to put my hand to make it balance? Now, look, it might seem obvious. Okay, you put it about halfway. So around about there or so. Okay, it's kind of balanced. It's a bit hard to get it right on. Look, it's a 40 centimeter ruler. I could just put it where the 20 is. That's about halfway. That seems to work. Or if you put one on your hands like this and do your slow motion clap. Slow motion clap. And I'm not touching the ruler other than letting it rest gently on my hands. And just bring my hands together, they naturally find the center. That's the balance point. Slow motion clap. Actually, we could try it with an even bigger one. This is a 60 centimeter ruler. So same deal again. Let's put our hands up like this and bring them slowly together like this. Now, the important thing about this is that I don't touch the ruler other than letting it just rest on my fingertips. And it naturally finds the middle. But that's all well and good. That's just a normal ruler. What about if we make it uneven? So I've got some plasticine here. I can put it at one end. So now the center point, well, it's definitely not going to be at 20. I could even put my finger on 20 and it's not going to stay. The center point is going to be somewhere else. Where? Is it going to be further this way? Or is it going to be further this way? Well, if we put it on our hands and do our slow motion clap and do it again, let's see what the hands tell us. And naturally, we find the middle point about there. So why does this work? See, I could put quite a lot of weight at one end over here, and it's going to make the balance point move further up here. And to find it, we just have to do our slow motion clap again. And it brings it further up here. We could have an uneven weight, one on one side, a lot on another side. Where's the center point now? It could be anywhere. We're not entirely sure, but slow motion clap will tell us where it is. The reason why this is working is that we're letting the ruler just sit on our hands, and the ruler is being pulled down to the ground by gravity. But if I just close my hands together like this, the ruler is sitting on top and trying to move underneath, and we got a little bit of friction between the ruler and my finger. Now with two hands, one side is going to have more friction than the other side. And so as I bring my hands together, the side that's got the most friction, that finger, that part of the ruler isn't going to move. And the other side is where it's going to move. But you'll notice that when I've got it balanced like this, that one side moves, then the other side moves. One side moves, the other side moves. And it's because the friction increases as the weight increases on one side here. And so if the friction is a little bit higher for that hand, then this hand's going to move. And if it's a bit higher for this hand, then this hand's going to move. And so no matter how much weight we put on this, it's always going to work. We're going to always end up finding that middle balance point. This balance point we can call the center of gravity or the center of mass. Basically, we're saying that there is the same amount of mass on one side as there is on the other side over here. Mass is basically the amount of stuff making up a thing. But what has this got to do with our balancing bird? Well, I said that thing works not with magnets. If somebody tries to tell you it's with magnets, it's not with magnets. What we're going to do is we're going to make our own. Now, to make our own, I have an image of a bird, which I've made available on the Rough Science website, roughscience.net. And if you go to the live workshop section, there'll be a link to this image. It's our bird. I've made it quite big here, but you could print it out any side. Or if you haven't got a printer at home, what you could do is put it up on the screen, get a bit of paper and gently trace it out on the screen so you'll have a copy of it on a piece of paper. Thing is though, we don't want it on a flimsy piece of paper. We need to have this on a piece of cardboard. So what we can do first of all is cut it out. And because cutting things out makes riveting streaming television, I got someone to do one before for me. There we go. So, we've got our bird shape. What we need now is some cardboard. Oh, here we go. Remember to take the cereal out first. Then a little bit of glue. and glue the bird down onto some cardboard. Now, it doesn't matter how thick you decide to go with your cardboard. You could go for really thick, heavy cardboard or thinner cardboard like this one. But either way, once you stick it down, you're going to need to cut it out again. And luckily, somebody did that already for me. There we go. We've got it on some cardboard now. And the bird is fairly rigid rather than the flimsy paper. So keeping it nice and rigid like that. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's test it out. If we take our bird, place it on my finger, and it doesn't work. Our bird, as you can quite tell already, has got a lot of stuff over this side, a lot of mass on this side. And where I'm wanting it to balance is on its beak. But at the moment, the balance point is not on its beak. The balance point is clearly up here somewhere. In fact, we could do our slow motion clap and find out exactly where it is. And it turns out that the balance point is around about the middle of the body, right there. All right, so what can we do? Well, remember our rules from before. We put a bit of plasticine at one end, and suddenly we got the balance point to shift closer to over there. So what I have with the bird is that we've got these wings that arch around the front. I've got some little spots on them, just here and here. So we can actually weigh them up on that side over there. So, what can we weigh them up with? I've got a few options down here. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got some coins. You could use 10-cent coins, maybe 20-cent coins. Maybe you'll need a few of those. I've also got washers. Washers, you can buy a packet of washers from Bunnings, or you could go and take apart something that's got some washers in them and steal them from there. Remember to replace them when you're done. It might be important. And then to stick it down, you might need something like, you could try glue, or we've got some masking tape, which we can use to paste this stuff down. Thank you very much. So we need to put some weights on the wings there. So let's go for here. And you know what? I want to put them not on top. I'm going to put them underneath, but where those spots are, so that the mystery of it, if I show this to anyone else, is kind of hidden. So a little bit of tape here, like that. And trim off the edges. And then we'll go another one at that end. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Will this work? Well, let's have a look. We've got our weights at either end. We want our balance point to be further up here, so let's put it on our finger and give it a go. And there we go. Our balancing bird flying on the tip of its beak. Now, if you're not convinced by that, if you'd like the balance point to move up even further, all you need to do is just add just a little bit more weight. We could perhaps even just add a fraction of plasticine here on either wing, making sure that you use the same amount of plasticine on either side, otherwise it'll be all unbalanced. And there we go. Works a little better, maybe a bit more. And there we go. So our balancing bird. So our balancing bird is working because we are shifting its center of gravity or center of mass by putting more mass on one side, so it balances out the other side. Not bad. So next time you're in a $2 shop and you see those birds, be sure, buy one. Take it home. Take it apart. See if you can find where the extra mass is. And remember, it's not magnets, it's extra mass. Okay, that is pretty much rough science for today. Today's activity has been all about balance and so on. tomorrow's activity, I'm hoping to do something using Steam. Also, we could perhaps do something with fake wounds. If there's a particular activity that you'd like to see, maybe write it now in the chat and let me know. Or contact me through the website, roughscience.net. Or if you know where to find me on Facebook and Twitter, you can send me a message there. But roughscience.net, go there and you can find some of the resources for some of our previous Rough Science workshops. But for now, no matter where you are, if you're locked in somewhere or if you're enjoying the sunshine, I hope you have a really, really great day. And thanks very much. And I tell you, we still need to get that theme music. We need some theme music, some sort of closing theme music, you know, kind of like something we can dance off to. Da 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 ba da da.